All right. What's that on? Go. All right. Looks like we should be live. Welcome back, everyone, to another weekly fish report here at Lake Michigan Angler. Michael, Rob, let's jump straight into the fishing. Rob, you were out this morning, and the recap for the week from all the guys that came in.
Yeah, we had some fantastic fishing this week. Surprisingly good for the second week of August. But this morning, a little bit tougher depending on where you're at, just mainly because of the conditions. It was just sloppy. It wasn't big waves, but they were from all directions. It was just kind of tough to get a good troll going, a lot of current out there. But we still managed to land 7 this morning. We lost a bunch of others. We had one steelhead, one nice coho, and the rest kings, mainly like 10 to 17-pound kings. We didn't get any real big ones, but it was good fishing. If you got one bite, you usually got another bite. It was usually a double. It wasn't just like picking away. It was always it was just all or nothing. You know, you had a flurry or it was kind of dead for us at least. But it sounded like the reports really varied between different boats. One boat we talked to did a lot better than us. They fished in shallower in like 70 to 90. We were doing our best in the 120s. There were other boats further out than us. So it was real scattered fish, but they were around. It was just a lot windier than I think we expected. But big paddles were working good. I think our best rods, we had actually 2 white paddles down, one 8-inch and one 11-inch. Like big 11-inch Pro Troll right here was the best on a rigger with a white fly. We had an 8-inch Pro Troll down with a Munda Frog. That was good too. The coppers were good for kings. We took fish on Mongolian beef. We had fish on the dancing anchovy on the copper, the 2s and the 300s. Actually, a 250 and 300 were our best. We had anything like glow and black was working. There was no real consistent pattern. The black spots on the dancing anchovy. The super shadow moonshine was on the other one. That one was good. And then we had a couple hits on a Dragon Slayer on the wire diver. So it was a little bit of everything. But yeah, overall good fishing.
Yeah, that's really not bad when you got a little bit of everything's working.
Yeah, a little bit of everything's working. And we were only, a quick trip before work this morning. We've been off the water for over an hour. So can't really complain about that.
Yeah, no, it seems, and just from some of the people we talked to before we went live right now, like it's starting to set up. These kings are starting to do their staging or begin that process because they are starting to slide in, and like you said, guys are catching them in a little bit closer and stuff like that. Pretty good. So it's a good time to get out. Right now, it seems like the weather in these first 2 weeks of August has been kind of all over the place. So depending on your boat size, like for me, it's cut me off because I'm in the kayak. So I can imagine for a lot of smaller boaters, it's been kind of challenging to get out. And if you're a big boater, then you've probably been out there, but so just look for those windows of opportunity to get out there, take advantage because the fish are starting to move in. Also starting to hear that some of the little Jack Kings are showing up now a little bit here and there. So you're gonna get those little guys. I like them because they're in like that 5 to 10 range or whatever, good eater size. So a good healthy amount of fish are still around and coming out.
Hey guys, how's it going?
So there's a lot out there. A couple of things we're going to talk about are going to be some lures that we got in here gear wise. Rob talked about the big paddles. We got the big paddles. He dropped another one. There's another one right here that worked out well. This is Mars Big Fatty from Salmon Candy. Plug bites is continuing to do really well, and it's going to keep doing well and getting better if anything. And we got a whole new shipment in of plugs. So a bunch of silverwort here. It's Glow Mother Pearl Lime. We've got Lucky Glow. Thank you, Rob. We've got Glow Lucky Charms here. I'm gonna stop throwing them. Ladderbacks. Ladderbacks are really good on these J plugs. And splatterback as well. So we've got a variety of ace highs, and so come check those out here. They're also available on the website. They're all up there as well.
We did restock the torpedo hooks and some owners and Gamakatsu. So if you need replacement hooks for the plugs or for the this is what I actually put on the plugs. I don't use the pre-made harnesses. These are really good hooks for that, or for your flies, or for spoons, for everything. So yeah, they are restocked. They are online. I'll have to all these plugs, some of these newer plugs, I'll get them online later today. They just came in yesterday afternoon.
Yeah. Speaking of the hooks, we got owner hooks, we've got the torpedo hooks. Again, whether you want to DIY your hook harness or you're going to need them for your cranks for the fall. We have a shipment in of reef runners, and we've got some new colors here. This is by far easily the most popular color for reef runners. Lucky Larry. A lot of the kayak guys know this, and everyone has a couple of these. But this is the first one we have in a Mag 44.
Yep.
And when I discovered the Mag 44 some years ago, and it took off, and it's getting up there in the popularity in terms of running them for Kings. So Lucky Larry in a Mag 44 is here. That'll go fast. A new color we're excited about, which is pretty cool. This one's called Poison Oak. So big old chartreuse. We know chartreuse for whatever reason in the fall just really does with those Kings. They just smack the hell out of it.
And then all summer, they've been eating black. So black's been one of the best colored spoons. So they got both on there. It should be really good.
Yeah, so Poison Oak here. You will need to change the hooks out on these. So again, we've got hooks. Get them while we got them here in 2X, 3X strength and all of that. Rob, do we have anything to share on custom flicker sheds?
Not yet.
Not yet. All right. So when we do have stuff on that, we will share that with you guys. Hopefully soon. Let me get a question here, and if you do have questions, feel free to ask. Andrew said, what's the difference between the Ace High? So the Ace High, simply all it is, the difference with the Ace High from like a normal J plug, if you're familiar with them, is that everything is kind of tied into the body directly. The line doesn't slip through it at all. It might be hard to see on the video here, but it's all connected to the plug. It's a little bit slimmer of a cigar style than the other one, slightly different. But that's really about it. It's operates the same way. It's just how you connect it, and that all those parts are put into the body and hard mounted. So that's the only difference. All right, what else do we have? People have been asking about Fermundas. We do have Fermunda Frog in, and we do have Fermunda cheese. We got a whole stash of Fermunda cheeses are in here. We gotta get these packaged up, but we do have them, and they are available online, so you can go ahead and grab those guys, and as well as the Fermunda Frogs, which have been really, really good. So get those out there and utilize them. Spoon-wise, a couple of things Rob talked about. Dancing Anchovy, Super Shadow, and then we've got the Stinger here, the Green Alewife. There's one more over there. And then we also got a big shipment in of spoon boxes here. Yep. Very, very popular. These have been flying off the shelves. We do have a whole new shipment in of these guys. From the standards, the mag boxes, and then the 50/50s, which is the mag and the standards in one box. So we do have that in there. Kayak nets are still in here for the kayak guys. If you need those, we got some in.
Yeah, and by the way, those are only available in the store. So if you're looking for them online, you won't be able to get them on there. You can only purchase them here.
Yeah, it's the shipping of it, guys. It's such an awkward thing. It'd be a pain and very expensive to send that to you and stuff. So there's that. Jigging for Kings, when and how is what Mark wanted to ask. Great question, Mark. You could honestly start jigging for them now. If you were to get out there and find them kind of around some bait, it can be done now. You probably, if you're doing it offshore, you'd have to have like a 1 ouncer at least, I would say. But the jigging bite will pick up, I think, the closer we get to September and into September. Especially when they get into like the inside of 40 feet of water, it makes it a lot easier to jig for them. So that would be the answer to the question there. As far as how to do it, you can do it two ways. One, gear wise, you can get a spinning rod, medium action. Same thing for like a bait casting rod. You can do a medium action. You can go like 20-pound braid with a leader line of 15, 20-pound leader line if you want, and then you would kind of utilize that to jig, and or you could do it with a bait caster setup. Kind of the same premise, medium action, and cast out, start jigging. If you're going to kind of do that, or if you're sitting on top of a pod or a school of them, then you can just vertically jig them as well. If there's any other questions, feel free to ask. Final thing I want to talk about is our event, which, to be honest with you, I haven't came up with the final name for this. I did have a name we used for it prior, but I think we're going to do a renaming. Anyway, this week-long King event that's coming up, we have the official dates to share with you today. And that is going to be starting on, let me get it here, sorry. Starting on Saturday, September 2nd, and it'll run through Saturday, September 9th. Will be a week-long event for Kings. This is something I've done with the kayak guys, but we're going to expand it now. And this is going to be open to small boaters and short anglers as well. It's a week-long event, and there will be essentially two categories. There's one main category for entry, and that is going to be your big five. Put together your biggest 5 kings throughout that week-long period. You can fish and upgrade your fish throughout the week. You can essentially cull your fish and come in here and weigh them and just keep on upping up the weight for your 5 throughout that week-long period. There will be a side pot, a second category, which will be for the biggest king overall. And so those will be the two that we are that will be running. We will begin registering next week. Right now, we just need to finish off a couple of the back-end things with the website to accept payment via online. Otherwise, we can accept payment in-store via cash. So we'll start that in about a week. But we do have the dates again: Saturday, September 2nd through Saturday, September 9th. And we'll have more information. We'll post up in a dedicated post with you guys on all the other details along with this, kind of like the rule set. And it's pretty straightforward. It's nothing too complicated. But the cool thing is that it's going to give everyone an opportunity, whether you're in a kayak or in a small boat, even for the shore guys. And hopefully we the weather sets up, and by that time, usually there will be some kings around close, really close. So that's kind of where we're at with that. And a lot of people had questions about that. Doug said, King of Kings tournament? Yes. So I wanted to give you guys information on that because we had a lot of people asking, and we just had to kind of sort it out. And because we were going to expand it and wanted to get short guys opportunity, we were mulling over like when to do it, because if we push it in later into the month, well, it's more of a guarantee Kings are going to be around for the shore guys. But I think taking advantage of the Labor Day weekend gives more guys a chance to get out and fish over that weekend. And there's generally going to be Kings nearby anyway at that time, just from experience. So we decided to just go and stick it right at the beginning of the month. And that's how I've ran it prior with the kayak guys. So we're just going to keep it that way. So again, we'll have a dedicated post on Facebook for that tournament, derby, whatever you want to call it, I like to say event. The thing is you'll do all the weigh-ins here at the shop only. It'll be weigh-ins only here at the shop. So take that into account. If there's any more questions, feel free to let me know. Will said 2nd through the 9th. Correct, Will. Yep, 2nd through the 9th. So it'll start Labor Day weekend, which is typically when I've ran it. So that, again, it gives guys a chance to get out, take advantage of the long weekend, extra day of fishing perhaps to get out there. Obviously be safe because it's Labor Day weekend. You have a lot of boating out there. But, yeah. If there's any other questions, feel free to throw them out now before we wrap up the live stream here. Just to quickly recap, if you're just joining us, there's some good fishing happening right now out there. We're already starting to get word that these fish, the Kings specifically, are starting to set themselves up on the staging bite and stage up a bit. So good opportunities out there for small boats and your kayakers, weather permitting. Weather these first 2 weeks have been a little wonky for small boaters and kayakers. So hopefully we can get some decent weather to get out there on a calmer day, more manageable, and you don't have to go out too far. That's a good thing about this period as they start to move in closer and closer and closer. But we're there. We're halfway through the month, and it's only going to get better, and there'll be more and more of them around. If there's not any more questions, or if there isn't any more questions here, we're going to wrap up today's live stream. Again, everything that's shown in the video today, if you're watching this back on the replay, is available online for the most part at LakeMichiganAngler.com. Check it all out. Grab it while we got it, especially when it comes to the when it comes to the reef runners and the plugs. These are going to go fast, and these are going to be these are going to be the staple where you're going to want to be using as we get into the fall bite. They're just going to produce very, very well. Again, we've got more of the from under cheese flies, hooks to do your replacements and all that. So check out the website or stop by this weekend. We'll be happy to hook you guys up. Thank you guys for watching. Look forward to seeing a lot of you in the coming weeks for the event that we got going on. And be on the lookout for more information on that. All right, guys. Tight lines. We'll talk to you guys soon.